one of the danger spots in any college football season. Ranked team against unranked opponent, and we'll see if the upset can shake up the rankings in this one. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the home of the USC Trojans, the storied Los Angeles Coliseum. As we'll see, a squad from the American, the Florida Atlantic Owls, taking on a participant from the playoff last year, the USC Trojans. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by a couple of legends, and yes, we do use that term loosely. David Pollack from the University of Georgia and former Gator Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's get down to the field. So the Florida Atlantic Owls offense will come out first. As we take a quick look at the impact players for today's game, what players did you guys look to for motivation to make an impact during your playing days, Jesse?
Well, it was the guys we relied on each and every week. We came into the season expecting these types of guys to be our biggest weapons, and every week those were the guys that had to deliver for us in order to have success.
And it's just fun to have those guys that are consistent. Like, they lead by example, then they start to learn their voice and lead the team. But every week, guys that you can count on. They punch the clock, and they're hard workers.
Makes the grab. It's Yates. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker. This crowd going to try to make life miserable for these guys. Got it, looking for the first down. Coming through that third down conversion, and they'll mark it at the 43.
Well, we see another catch by this guy. This defense is going to need to do a better job of tackling the catch. In coverage, I know they want to slap the ball away, but if you can't do it and force the incompletion, you've got to at least make sure you're able to drag him down to the ground as soon as he catches the ball.
Guys, let's talk about Florida Atlantic. They've done a really good job in high school recruiting just last week, a commitment from a big-time four-star defensive back. David, what does a commitment like that do for the program?
I mean, so exciting. Like, once you start creating momentum in recruiting, it's really fun to watch it. And getting a guy like that in the back end, in the secondary, that's so important to your defense, man, does it get you excited. And other guys now say, hey, I might want to go play with that cat.
Calls his own number. He did not make it a stonewall on third down. Florida Atlantic decides to punt it away. They'll have to punt for the first time this afternoon. Sends his first one of the day on the way, and we didn't see much of him in that victory last week, just called on one time. Really good job by the coverage team to make the stop, and that's where they'll put it in play. So USC's offense will go to work for the first time. And what a performance, an aerial show from this guy in the last game, and he has to have a ton of confidence coming into this one, David.
Yeah, it was a great week. And watching that tape before this game, like, you could tell, man, he was seeing it quick. The ball was coming out, just touchdowns at will. A really nice day. And I think, Jesse, you take that and you start to build on it for this offense and really continue to trust him to make plays through the air.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think he really earned his offensive coordinator's trust after that performance. So I'm anticipating the playbook to expand a little bit in this game. Maybe see some new schemes in the passing game just based on what this guy was able to do the last time he took the field.
Flips it out on the screen. And it's pretty obvious there was a big hole in that screen, and the defense ran right through it. A third down try for the offense. Looking to throw, it's Mayava. Got his man. They'll move those chains, getting it out to the 29-yard line and trying to get this drive rolling. The Trojans come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Got it behind the line. It's Hunter. Oh, did you like that stiff arm? Get a face full of that as he gets it up to the 34. And the Trojans with a second and short to keep this drive moving. Sends it back in motion. To the air on second down. Grabbed behind the line. It's Jordan. The defense wouldn't let him loose, and even though it's a completion, they lost yardage. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Offense in an empty set. On third and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Complete downfield. He's going to be out of bounds, but not before he gets it to midfield. The Trojans are on the move. It has been all defense all the time in the early going as we wrap up the first quarter, and the stats certainly reflect that. So first down here as they go back to work. Motion from the wide receiver. Wants to throw it. Caught in the backfield. It's Alexander. And they pick up just a few on that completion.
And listen, I know that wasn't a huge gain. It was positive, but I like doing more of that in today's college football. I'm just going to try to give my playmakers a chance to do damage in space away from all the big boys inside.
With the catch, it's Jordan. And that defense is there to guide him out of bounds after a short gain. Let's see if the defense comes after them. 3rd and short from the 45. Looking for a man. It's Mayaba. Fires to the middle. He's got an open man. And you can see the offense just feeling itself. They've got it down to the 21. Play number 9 on this drive. Leaves it with the back. What a tackle in the backfield. He'll lose 6 on the play. And the Trojans now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. It's complete to the left. Got enough space. And he strides his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Southern Cal. Getting set for the extra point after putting the scoreboard to work for the first time. When that receiver got free, it was all over.
And it's so nice to have a receiver like this as a quarterback because you pad my stats. I like those long touchdown passes where I just threw it really short and he did the rest of the work.
And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Looking to throw on 1st down. Catch in the middle. It's Zimmerman. Able to work it to the 39-yard line, and that'll be a 1st down. Passing game kept this drive moving. Let's see if they try it again. Under fire. Intercepted, and the defense has set him up. Touchdown, Trojan. The defense putting points on the board.
And they come up with a huge pick 6, and that is one of the reasons this defense has been so dominant all season long. They don't give up big plays, but they take the football away. And once they do, they've got better athletes than you do. They're hard to bring down. They can flip the game on a dime.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Let's see if they can get something going here late in the half. They'll crank up this drive with the pass. Looking left. Just flying through the air like a superhero to make the grab.
There's got to be a sense of urgency for this offense right now. They're trailing. They're going to be kicking off to open the 2nd half. So they need points. They need to go tempo. Maybe that last 1st down gets them a little bit of confidence.
And there was nowhere to go. Just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. We're at the 2-minute timeout, and these guys really need to build a little momentum to cut into this lead before halftime. Back to pass on 2nd down. Using the back as a receiver on the screen. Really nice pickup there as they have it out to the 44 with a 1st down. Clock stops momentarily for the 1st down. They'll hurry to the line. Grabbed in the middle. It's Yates. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain. Backed up now. Here's 2nd and long. Looking to fire. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the 1st half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
Referee signals timeout. It's the defense wanting to make sure that they have everything just right with a big play coming. On fourth down, trying to find his man. Big tight end makes the grab. It's a first down. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. Finally, this offense starting to show a little juice. They've got a 1st and 10. Wants to go up top on first down. The sweet feet buy a little time. Got it in the middle. It's Terrell. Corralled and brought down by the defense. Clock's running, and they'll try to get to the line warp speed for 2nd down. Here comes the heat. They're setting up the screen. Finds a little space. Ripping off a good chunk inside the 25, and they're set up with a 1st down. Here's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. Looking to throw on 1st down. Quickly to the tight end. Didn't pick up a lot there, moving it forward just a few. And the Owls will hustle to the line. They'll go to work in the air on 2nd down. He's got him. The ball is down at the 14 after that grab. The offense quickly calls timeout to stop the clock.
Well, the defense did a nice job taking everything away down the field, but once the drag route was caught, they just couldn't rally to the ball carrier in time to make a tackle, and as a result, new set of downs.
And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Back to pass. A little screen to the running back. And he'll step across the sidelines after making a good gain on that one. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. They'll try to pick up the first through the air. And he was looking to the end zone, and they couldn't make the connection.
And this defense, we know, they present a lot of challenges. You can see it right there, man. They shrink windows fast. They're a top 25 defense for a reason. You really better make sure you're dialed into that.
Converts on 4th down. Still going. And he will take it in. Touchdown, Owls.
And that was great execution on that drive. That is exactly what you needed. You took almost all of the time, and you cut into this lead. Now you're about to go into the half, get everybody excited, use that momentum to start the second half.
On the move from inside his 5. They make the stop on the return, and that is priority 1. You don't want some big return to give up a cheap touchdown on the final play of the half. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update. Florida Atlantic will try to kick it deep and break the seal on this second half. On the run from inside his own 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. A lot of work to do as this drive will start from the 16-yard line. Dropping back, it's Mayava. He's got it. How about the power there to get it across the 20 and up to the 21-yard line?
He came into this year with big expectations. Everybody expecting him to stat it up. And now with that last completion, he's already over 2,000 yards passing for the season.
Finds the tight end. He'll get a fresh set down, stopped at the 31-yard line. It's 1st and 10 from the 31. Looking downfield on 1st down. It's complete. And they don't drag him down until he gets all the way to the 46-yard line. The Trojans want to move quickly. Best uniforms in the sport, and a play is made befitting of those threads.
Well, this is not the format to have a debate back and forth. Not the best uniform in sports, but definitely always a lot.
Oh, he's got some space. And the first guy couldn't get him, but the second one does, but not until he picks up the 1st down. And the Trojans Trojans have it with a 1st and 10. Use the play fake, now to throw. Lets it fly deep downfield. Touchdown USC! They wanted it all, and that is exactly what they got.
And it's so underrated. The relationship between a QB and a wide receiver, the timing, the ability to know where he's going to be and be accurate with the football, that's what leads to nice touchdowns, Jesse.
Well, and the chemistry between these two guys has to be great when you're throwing into the end zone because coverage is going to be tight. The throw might not be perfect, but this is something these two guys have been repping in practice over and over and over, and it's paying dividends now in the game.
He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. Off play action. Picked off. What a play to set him up. Bringing it back. Touchdown Trojans. And what a turn of events as this defense gets the pick 6. No midseason concentration laps here in Week 7 as they push out that lead.
Really nice drive by this offense. This is a top 10 defense. This is a challenge. They're going to make everything difficult. So when you can make some plays against this defense, you got to absolutely take advantage. Create some momentum for your squad. Nice drive by this offense.
The Florida Atlantic offense will return to the field. There's still plenty of time, but you see that 21-point deficit, and there is a sense of urgency now. Touch pass on the jet sweep. Spins away from the defender.
Man, the defense, you hold your breath. When this receiver has the football out in space, you have got to make sure you're playing with outstanding pursuit. Nice job there, but as this game goes on, they've got to keep an eye on this guy and make sure they know where he is at all times.
And how about the work up front by that big defensive line?
The first thing you have to do to make these plays successful offensively is I have to block the edge. I got to get my speedster in space. They didn't do a good job of getting that guy out there in space where he could really use his jets. Nice job by the defense understanding it, seeing it, rallying to it, and tackling that guy from across.
He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete and 4th down's coming. Of yards shy of the 1st down marker, but they've decided this is 4 down territory. The offense still on the field. He might want another play. On 4th down, going to the air. He's got it, 1st down and more. And they finally get him to the ground. An easy conversion for this offense. Defense not exactly the perfect 4th down call there. He unleashed a bullet on that pass and converted the 4th down.
Gotta love it. Some people get conservative. Some people don't want to mess up. 4th down, you could tell. He wanted that window, and he threw it as hard as he could. Throws a strike to the wide receiver. Gets the big 4th down conversion.
So now it's 2nd and long. The RPO, fire complete to the left. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, nice job by the defense. That's what you're supposed to do. As soon as they catch the football, you want to limit that yards after the catch. And he went nowhere after the catch. Nice job by the D.
Here's a heat. And it's picked off for the 3rd time today. Didn't let him get loose on the return, but take it as they have the ball at the 47. Defense might bring the house here. Back to throw, it's Mayava. Fires it beautifully in on the crosser. Some really tough running there gets him to the 45-yard line. The Trojans with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. The play-action fake. Got his man downfield. They finally get to him, but what a play there to pick up the first down. No need to show urgency to get another play off before the clock hits 0. That's the end of the period, and USC has the lead. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. Final stand to the game, and we'll start with the first down. Tries to do it himself on the draw. Tough run, gets it into the red zone, and they knock him down at the 17. And the Trojans in a good spot here with second and short. Wants to go up top. Almost had the completion, just missed it.
And you got to put that one on the receiver. That's just a flat-out drop. That's a good throw by the quarterback. That's a catch that receiver needs to make.
In the gun and looking to throw on third down. Puts it out of the air. The tackle is made, but he's got it first and goal from the 6. He just keeps piling up numbers with completion after completion in this standout performance.
And I think some people might say late in the game, you got the win, everything's in hand, be a little bit conservative, or you just say, I'm just going to keep doing me. And what I do with this offense is throw the football all over the yard, and I'm going to try to win me a big trophy at the end of the year.
Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a second and long coming. The run up the middle, looking for the score. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
It's looking like they're going to have to throw this one in now on third down, David. And you know the execution just has to be spot on. Timing especially at the quarterback position here.
And thinking about the defense, they're aggressive in these situations. They're going to play man. They're going to play up tight on you. So I know that. Now how do I counterpunch and attack this defense?
And they've got him down after the short completion, but they inch closer and closer to pay dirt. And if the kicker can put one through, this will be a successful drive. It's good. He hit that one right down the middle. And that will extend their lead even further. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Guys, your game is a big one, but so is this battle right now inside the American. Charlotte is in front. They've controlled the line of scrimmage to this point, but they still have some work to do to put this in the win column. They're up by a field goal over Navy. Ought to be fun, fellas, to see how things play out in this notable matchup in the American.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. Quarterback flips it ahead quickly to the receiver. He's there to make the stop, and they threw it in reverse, losing yardage on that play. Ball sitting right at the 30. It'll be third and short. Looking to throw. Caught in the backfield, it's Terrell. Such a big part to convert these third downs, and they've got it at the 42. The Owls moving quickly to the line.
Offenses love the explosive plays through the air, pushing the ball down the field. And look at this. Sometimes it creates some momentum, and you want to capitalize. So you go get on the ball and get ready to run some no-huddle.
Good pickup, a little bit short of the sticks. And the Owls can really attack on this second and short. They'll run the screen. Make the stop at the 40, but it's a 10-yard gain and a fresh set of downs. That will take us to the 2-minute timeout, and not much time left for this offense to put together a miracle. Florida Atlantic going back to work after moving the chains. Wants to throw on first down. Caught. Nice gain on that play, but a little bit short of the first down. Clock is still running, and they have to get everybody lined up. from the gun to give, looking for room. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the first down. The Owls pounded the rock to move the sticks, now back to work. Trying to turn the corner on the right. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. Got 3 on first down at 2nd and 7. Looking to fire. Right down the middle. And they dialed up a shot. Up.
Well, at this point, you're still trying to throw stuff up against the blackboard and see if it sticks. You're down by a lot of points, so why not try it, right? And give the offense credit. You know, you're not just going to run the football. You're not just going to take a knee and go into the locker room with your tail between your legs. I like the fighting spirit, just not enough of that today.
Quick pass to the left, trying to get it to the marker. And he gets it down to the 4-yard line before he's finally stopped. A terrific run after the catch. They'll try to get it in with the run. Touchdown, Owls! Excellent pass by the back on the option. Follow the blockers. The offensive line will take you to the hallelujah land.
And I tell you what, most of the time, Reese, it requires a little bit of skill to find that hole and, you know, slither through a little crack. That was not a crack. That was wide open. Didn't take a lot of vision because the blocking was outstanding.
They're definitely up against it. Time running out, down 2 possessions. They'll try the onside kick. Don't think that one made it 10 yards before they got the eager paws on top of it, and the flags will fly. They were trying to steal a possession to draw a little closer in this game, but the ball didn't go 10 yards, so they'll take over the football with the lead. The give, and tick, 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 tick. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense.
And, man, the big up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
They'll be perfectly content to go right back to the ground here on 2nd and 8. Using his legs, it's Jordan. And this one will be stopped for no gain. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. Now facing a 3rd and long. Looking to throw, it's Mayava. A shot toward the end zone. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers. The Trojans line up to punt it away. He ought to be able to use this first punt to pin him deep. First one of the day is booted away. They ran him out there 4 times in the victory last week. Florida Atlantic has the ball back, and the offense will try to put together a drive. They'll get things started on this drive from the 24. He wastes no time and comes out throwing. Trying to make magic with his feet. The freshman called his own number and kept this drive moving. Sprinting to the line to try to get this one off. Clock's running. The offense changing the play. To the air on 1st down. He's taking the deep shot. And they weren't able to make the connection. They were looking for an explosive play.
Well, this defense was ready for go balls. Against this receiver and his speed, he's one of the fastest in the country. They knew this quarterback was going to try to take the top off the defense. That time they couldn't link up, but if you're on defense, just know they're going to try that play again.
Yeah, and you can tell he was trying to run with that football before he caught it. That slant route, you stick your foot in the ground, cut towards the QB. This is one of those plays where he puts it on the money and just try to make yards after the catch, but keyword being after the catch.
And it is another interception. Just a terrible struggle for this quarterback. The defense making a play to put an exclamation point on this one, and that ought to do it. Quarterback will take a knee. The defense can stop it one more time, but we are close to being all she wrote. They reeled off 6 straight to start the season, undefeated, bowl eligible, but when you have that kind of record, the possibilities seem limitless.
What a great way to start the season. The best way possible, right? Like 6-0, taking care of business, building momentum. This squad continues to climb up the ranks. They're